The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of IBEW Local 369 Central Kentucky High School basketball starts now.
Welcome 2024 and welcome to Glycod.com. It's Tuesday night high school basketball, Tates Creek and Frederick Douglass. I'm Chris LaBar along with former South Carolina State University head coach Murray Garvin. Murray, great to have you along tonight. This Tates Creek team badly needs a win.
They badly need a win. I talked to Coach Gay, and he said they have their PhD. They're poor, hungry, and desperate right now.
Commodore started the year with a win versus Danville. Since they've lost 11 in a row, but they've been in some tight ball games.
Yeah, Coach Gay referenced that the team's been in every game. They're just young, inexperienced, and it's just been a tough go for them early on in the season.
JV game ongoing, as you see in the background. That is the second of three. The freshmen between these two schools started at 6, and then, of course, the varsity will tip in the vicinity of 7:40. Let's transition a bit to Douglass. They're 7-5. They played a lot of games in a very tight window.
Yes, when you're a premier team in the state of Kentucky, you get invited to all the major tournaments. Douglass has played in the King of the Bluegrass tournament, and then they turned right around after Christmas break and played in the White Greer Maggard tournament over at Lexington Catholic. I believe they've played 8 games in 12 days.
Broncos 2 losses back-to-back, and you will hear from Coach Stefan Harris. He'll join our Murray Garvin. That conversation when we come back to the farm. This is Glycod.com.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now, through everything that's come our way. We've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher, by making a real difference in the communities we serve, and by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cardtown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CardtownKiaUSA.com.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Get started by finding the program that works for you at bluegrass.kctcs.edu. Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you.
Good afternoon. Sitting here at Frederick Douglass High School with head coach Stephon Harris of Frederick Douglass boys basketball. Coach, coming out of Christmas break, I know you didn't win as much as you like, but what did your team learn coming out of Christmas tournament?
I was always taught that you learn more from losses than you do from wins. We learned that we got to battle, we got to fight, we got to rebound better, we got to move the ball better. And it was a great test overall, just playing that type of competition. We won't see that caliber of competition in our district and our region. So it was great for us to experience that.
Right, so you were in the King of the Bluegrass and then the White Grid Magnet tournament over at Lexington Catholic. I know that can end up being maybe about 8 games in 12 days.
Yes, sir.
So fatigue, how's your team dealing with the fatigue of coming out of Christmas break?
We're doing a lot better. We had some guys that were banged up. We had guys that came straight from football, where they're doing football since July, and they came straight in and played, and they're going through that magnitude of competition in a short span of time really hurt. So, but right now, we gave them a few days off leading up to today, so we're feeling real good right now.
Okay, you got Tates Creek tonight. What concerns you about the Commodores?
How we're going to bounce back, it's more about us today, more than Tates Creek. I want to see what type of team I have. I want to see how we're going to bounce back from having a lackluster Christmas break, so to speak. We went 1-2 in both of those tournaments, so I want to see how those guys are going to respond, and that'll kind of tell what type of character I have.
Right. Well, when you're poor, hungry, and desperate, you guys got their PhD. I know you're looking forward to the matchup tonight. Wish you the best of luck. Again, we're here with head coach Stephon Harris of Frederick Douglass High School with Glycod.com.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Tradition means values, and we want a banker who has a
educational, solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Back live at Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. Tip-off about 7:40 between the Commodores and Broncos. Murray, let's talk a bit more about this Douglass team and the thumbnail sketch to date.
Yeah, well, with the schedule that they've played, 7-5 is not a real representation of the quality of this basketball team. They have 3 of the premier guards in the state of Kentucky in Melo Boone, Avion Chenault, and the Surratt. You know, so 7-5, you look at that record and you may think, they're not very good. Ladies and gentlemen, this team is exciting, and get the popcorn ready because they give you your money's worth when you watch them play.
The Broncos will play a lot of home games the rest of the year, but tonight only the second home date this season.
Yes, again, they've been invited to every tournament in the state, it seems like, and they've become road warriors. And like Coach Harris said in the interview, they had a bunch of guys come straight from football, which, if you don't know, Douglas is one of the premier football programs in the state as well. So those guys really got a crash course in basketball in November and December, so they should be playing their best basketball here soon.
You mentioned DeMarcus Surratt. He's been out for a few weeks with an injury. He won't play tonight, and that's more on the shoulders of Boone and Chenault.
Yes, but they can carry it.
Yeah, they can.
They can carry it. Those guys are really good, and they could play. Boone with 24 points a game and Avion with 13 points a game. Avion Chenault is a 6'3" basketball player that plays like he's 7 feet tall. He blocks shots. He's all over the rim. He plays with tremendous energy from end to end, and he's one of the most exciting players in the state.
I'm Chris LeBar. He's Murray Garvin. Up next, Murray will chat with Gerard Gay, head coach of Tates Creek High School. That conversation on the way back from Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
This is your season to save on our incredible selection of new Kias from Cartown Kia. You can't beat the powerful design of the new 2024 Sportage.
It's your choice. The new 2023 Kia Sportage, just $349 down and $349 per month, or the new 2023 Kia Sorento, just $349 down and $349 per month.
Unmatched design, performance, and savings all in one at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Tonight's matchup, Frederick Douglass High School versus Tates Creek High School. Sitting here now with head coach Gerard Gay of Tates Creek Commodores. Coach, coming out of Christmas break, what are you looking for from your squad?
Just to compete for the entire time. I got a lot of young kids, so just trying to get them to understand, you got to play a certain way just to give yourself a chance, especially against the Douglass team. You're going to have to play smart and play hard.
Since you said it, I'll just go straight into it. Frederick Douglass tonight. Tough matchup. I know they're down a starter, but they still have 2 of the premier guards in my book in the state of Kentucky, and Avion Chenault and Mello Boone. What do you have to do to neutralize them tonight?
Hopefully they're out too. Maybe they get a late scratch. No, just try to. First thing, we got to keep them out of transition. They're probably the best team in the state in transition. That's what they want to do. Coach Harris, former player, I played for Coach Harris. He wants to get up in you, make you uncomfortable. But we got to keep those two guys out of the paint, coming downhill, and keep them off the glass. They're a great rebounding guard. So we do those things, we kind of give ourselves a good shot tonight.
Tates Creek basketball, great tradition. You know, I know you're basically rebuilding after graduating such premier players and the Commodore kid and the Hackett kid.
Yes.
You graduated last year. It's going to be a process. You mentioned earlier today you're trying to play in 4-minute segments.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So, you know, the quarters are 8-minute quarters, so we just try to break it down to make it an 8-quarter game. So we play in 4-minute segments. You play hard for your 4 minutes. Let's eliminate the turnovers. Let's increase great shots instead of good shots. You know, those little things, if we can do those things in 4-minute segments, I believe that, you know, as the season progresses, we will be where we need to be trying to make a run at this regional tournament.
Absolutely. Here at Frederick Douglass High School with head coach Gerard Gay of Tates Creek High School.
Plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path.
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Ruoff Mortgage. For an intuitive, simple, and stress-free mortgage process, visit ruoff.com. Ruoff Mortgage, opening doors.
7:40 tip time tonight between Tates Creek and Frederick Douglass. Chris Labar along with former Dunbar head coach Murray Garvin. Great to have you here. Let's piggyback a bit more, Murray, off of Coach Gay's comments and what he's had to work with this year. This is a team a little bit in transition.
It is, and I knew that at the beginning of the year. Competing against these guys last year, sometimes you don't know what you got until it's gone. And when Hackett and Commodore graduated from this program last year, both of those guys are playing college basketball right now. It just left a huge void for his program to have to fill, and they're trying to find their way. One thing that he complimented his guys about is this young team is showing up every day, and they're remaining coachable. So he's excited about the future. He just has a tough task tonight. against Frederick Douglass.
Well, in this backcourt, very youthful. Dawson Garth leading them at 13, and then Franklin, 11 points as a sophomore. A lot to ask of those two guys in this building.
It's a tall task tonight. Dawson Garth comes from great stock. His father was a really good basketball player here at Tates Creek as well. Stephen Franklin has stepped up his game this year. And then Braylon Hitton's around 8-9 points a game, but he's also their leading three-point shooter with, I believe he's made 14 threes on the year. And he's an explosive scorer.
We saw Hinton in the LCA game. He's not bashful by any stretch.
No, there's not a shot that he won't take now.
Let's take a look at the keys to this game, presented in part by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. They strive to keep your trucks moving through outstanding parts availability and unmatched service, all while glorifying Jesus Christ and building relationships. And for Tates Creek, they got to play very, very well tonight, Coach.
Well, they got to take care of the ball. One of their keys was next play mentality. You can't hang on to a negative play, and you can't get too high about a positive play. So taking care of the basketball and not having turnovers that lead to Douglas transition will keep them in the game. And if they don't take care of the ball, they won't be around very long.
And for Douglas, Coach Harris said it's pretty much more about them tonight.
He said it's about them. You know, it's about taking care of Frederick Douglass, checking their mentality coming out of Christmas break. This team lost more games during Christmas break than they did the previous season. So he's interested to see how they respond to the adversity of not playing good basketball during Christmas break, but they were also playing premier competition.
What do you mean by role player growth?
Well, role player growth, when you have guys that step up to the varsity level, and then you have 3 stars like Douglas has, the role players have to do their job. Whether it's bringing the ball up the court, whether it's defending the other team's best player, just be a star in your role. And that's what Coach Harris needs from his role players. And now that Surratt's out of the lineup tonight due to injury, someone has to step up and assume the role that he leaves void.
This broadcast is authorized by Frederick Douglass High School with production rights owned by Glycod Media. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. Starting lineups when we come right back to the farm. This is Glycod.com.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Ruoff Mortgage. For an intuitive, simple, and stress-free mortgage process, visit ruoff.com. Ruoff Mortgage, opening doors.
Back live at Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. Tuesday night high school basketball tonight on Glycod. Starting lineups presented by Ruoff Mortgage. Their opening doors. Take a look first at the Tates Creek Commodore lineup. They'll have a new look lineup as we cue things up for you. Do that right now. Quintet for the Commodores. Franklin at 11 points per game. Garth at 13. Jones Miller really the only size, averaging 6 rebounds a contest. And Braylon Hinton and the freshman Tom Humbenreich will get the start. For Douglas, several familiar characters. Armello Boone at 24 points a game. Chenault at 13. Kaysen, Busen, and Wright, all role players, will step in and start tonight. What do you look for, Murray, from these starting units?
Well, with both teams, again, it's going to be an exciting basketball game. Tates Creek has to take care of the basketball and keep Douglas out of transition and try to keep Avion Chenault off the rim and Armello Boone out of the paint. If they do that, we can have a great basketball game. But if they struggle to guard Frederick Douglass, it could be a long night for Tates Creek.
This Commodore team badly needs a win, certainly, but I think for Coach Gay, they just want to have some positive steps forward. It is a long season, and putting one foot in front of the other.
Well, you just want to see growth every day. I want to see their guys compete. That's what Coach Gay was looking for from his guys, for them to come out and compete against one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Even though they're down a starter and Surratt, Douglas is still a very, very tough opponent for the Commodores.
Tip-off between Tates Creek and Frederick Douglass on the other side of this timeout.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
From Glycod, it's IBEW Local 369 Central Kentucky High School Basketball. IBEW 369, power up your potential. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Meyer. Higher standards. Lower prices. Traditional Bank. Because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor and Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen. Now courtside for all the action from Glycod on IBEW Local 369 Central Kentucky High School Basketball.
Frederick Douglass hosting Tates Creek tonight on the farm in Lexington. Tates Creek 1-11 coming in. Frederick Douglass stationed at 7-5. This will be the rekindling of the rivalry, the annual rivalry, with Douglass winning 7 of 9 in the series, and just like about everyone else in Fayette County, having a lot of success.
It's Frederick Douglass Athletic Programs is second to none in the Lexington area. They compete on all levels, and, you know, it's a big game when you come over here and play on the farm.
Take a look at the Tates Creek sideline. Not exactly certain while we have a delay here leading into the starting lineups, but the Commodores, those white numerals outlined inside the black dark uniforms.
Well, I got word that their PA announcer is out, so that's why the lull.
Okay. So next man up, I guess.
Next man up,
Might
exactly.
be the biology teacher pinch hitting for the starting lineups. So Tates Creek 1-11, and Frederick Douglass at 7-5.
Yeah, they have no starting lineups tonight. They're not going to announce the starting lineups, and I believe we're going to go straight into action here.
We sure are. There you see the officials. Ray Williams, Kenny Grant, and Bo Green. Broncos home uniforms with orange trim just outside of those green letters. And Busen into forecourt for Douglass. Tates Creek opening in a 2-3.
I believe that's the best way to guard Douglass. You got to force them to shoot outside shots. Armello Boone is well capable of knocking them down, but I'd like to see them make double-digit threes in order to beat me.
And Boone well off the heel, and it'll catapult out of bounds for Tates Creek.
Now again, Chris, if they can keep Frederick Douglass out of transition and play a half-court game, 5-on-5, it gives Tates Creek the best chance to win.
Dawson Garth, an improving player for the Commodores. A little pull-up in the lane.
Yeah, he's had to increase his scoring load with a couple of guys no longer with the program. It's kind of fell on him.
There's a three for Wright. Chris Wright on the board, 48% three-point shooter.
Well, you can't let him get his feet set. And, you know, he's not a very big player, so you have to take away his space and force him to drive to the basket.
And intercepted. Kaysen accelerating to the basket, and the follow punch in for Avion Chenault.
It didn't take long. Those are two quick baskets for Douglass in less than 10 seconds of having the possession. And again, that's the transition that Tates Creek, they have to limit their transition baskets.
Number one, Braylon Hinton will have it at the elbow, now funneled in the corner. That's the sophomore, Stephen Franklin. Heaves a three and got the roll.
To me, he's one of the most exciting young players in Lexington. I can't wait to see his future if he continues to get better. A very good shooter.
Armello Boone parading, and he steps out of bounds.
Again, 5-on-5, 2 stops. Transition, 2 baskets. So if Tates Creek can keep Douglass in front of them, again, it gives them their best opportunity.
So Garth opposite number 0, Chris Wright. The 5-3 Bronco beginning. Jones Miller, really the only size, as he'll set a screen, freeing Garth, and he kissed it home.
It's a nice, strong move. He jumped off 2 feet right there. It gives him the best chance to convert that versus contact. Great, fundamentally sound move by Garth.
So after surrendering 5 to start, the Commodores with 5 in succession, and the entry ricochets out of bounds.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but again, that's another stop when they get them to play a half-court game. That has to be the strategy of Tates Creek, and great way to start the game with 3 stops.
Here's Hinton nudging it to Jones Miller, number 23, and it's popped down. Busen got a hand on it, and Chenault back outside right, pitches up a 3. And a put back in for Avion Chenault.
When the shot goes up, that's when the possession begins against Avion Chenault. You got to put a body on him. You got to find him immediately because he plays above the rim.
Ricocheted, rolling out of bounds. Garth lost it, and it rolled right underneath Jones Miller for a turnover.
You know, the best thing about that turnover, it was a dead ball turnover, and it allows Tates Creek to set up their defense. Let's see if it's beneficial to them going forward.
So Busen will nudge it in. And you heard Coach Gay talking about playing this game in increments and blocks, and so far 3 minutes gone by, and the Commodores within a field goal against the heavily favored Frederick Douglass Broncos. Armello Boone, number 1, a long 3, and the rebound snatched by Jones Miller of Creek.
That was a great defensive possession by Tates Creek.
Now Franklin, through all sorts of heavy duress, floats it with the left. And it's going to trickle right back to the freshman Habenreich. Hinton, the senior, puts it in.
Second chance baskets can get you in trouble, and right there, Tates Creek got an offensive rebound, led to a second chance.
Boone's three off, and here comes Garth on a 4-on-2. Hinton fills the lane, and he is bumped on the way to the basket and favoring that left knee.
That's not anything you want to see. Hinton hit the ground pretty hard, but he's holding his opposite knee. Hopefully he's okay and just banged it. But he is hopping straight to the bench. So sometimes the player knows when something doesn't feel right, and you saw that landing right there. Tough break for Tates Creek in this early contest. Hinton is one of their premier scorers. Even though he averages 9 points a game, he has the courage to take the big shot. And without him in the lineup, I know we preach about next man up mentality, but sometimes it's tough to keep absorbing hits like that against a program like Douglas.
Foul is on Chris Wright. As Josh Pinkleton will shoot the free throws. Steers it home.
Let's hope the young man's okay. He's getting some medical attention over there on the sidelines. Let's hope he's all right.
He is certainly a key cog to their puzzle as Busen snatches the Bronco rebound.
Coach Harris really emphasizes the leadership by Busen. He's been a starter for this program. I guess this is his second year, and he just does the small things very well for them. Kind of a glue guy for Douglas.
Well, he's a glue guy on the football field as well as Jones Miller with a punch back. And it's going to force the deflection out of bounds as Tates Creek +2 will traverse.
Without Hinton on the floor, again, Garth is going to have to take up some of the scoring load right here.
Franklin from 15. Got it. Franklin with 5. He's 2 of his first 3 from the floor.
Yeah, very good shooter, left-handed, puts the ball on the floor well. The kid has major upside. Again, if he continues to work, can be an exciting player for Tates Creek.
Logan Busen in the soft spot of the zone. Frees Avion Chenault, flings a 3 in the backside corral by Habenreich, the freshman. And an 11-7 Commodore start, and there's Logan Busen called for the second Frederick Douglass foul.
Well, the first 4 minutes has gone by. Tates Creek talked about playing 4-minute segments. They won that first segment, 11-7 right now with 3:31 to go in the first quarter. And again, they're forcing Douglas to play in front of them.
As the Commodores will inbound, Garth's 3 partially blocked, whether it was a 2 inside the line. And here comes Avion Chenault for Frederick Douglass, and just a little bit out of sorts as it trickles out of play.
Yeah, it goes again. Playing all those games in a short span, sometimes it messes with your confidence and your mentality. Douglas seems a little bit out of sync, but I want to give credit to Tates Creek in their strategy of playing a half-court zone and keeping 5 guys in front of them.
Now Pinkleton will nudge to the sophomore Franklin. He's going to need a big night for this team to win. He's got 5 already. Little pull back. Jay in!
He's got it going. The young fella feels good.
Franklin with 7. Tates Creek by 6. Under 3 minutes in this opening quarter. Travis Jones is on the floor for Frederick Douglass. He'll feed the post, and Busen put it in.
The soft spot of the zone is always the high post or the short corner. Douglas has done a good job of getting that ball to the high post, and Busen took and delivered the tough layup in traffic.
He deflected out as Garth traversed up the floor. As you see another look at Busen taking it hard to the bucket.
Takes a strong move to the rim right there by Busen.
Garth elevating with a little space, and Boone collecting the Bronco rebound. Here's Jones off the bench, and not sure if he knew what to do with it. Here comes Pinkleton, and Boone just snatches it away. Logan Busen snowbirds and lays it in. And a Commodore 30-second timeout. We'll step aside. More high school basketball when we come right back.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
There you see Braylon Hinton trying to put some weight on that right knee. As Tates Creek certainly going to need him back in this game as the lead from 7 reduced to 2 for Tates Creek.
Well, Tates Creek, without Hinton in the game, they have to value each possession, maybe slow down and take their time and try to get the best shot for the basketball team instead of the best shot for the individual, if that makes any sense.
Bounced around. This is Stephen Franklin over to Jamal Ratchford. Dawson Garth has it near wing as the Commodores trying to control things in the half court.
Yeah, they can't mind slowing it down right here and getting the best shot that they could get.
That's Malik Green off the bench, got the offensive rebound, and it's poked out and will belong to Creek.
You know, Tates Creek's got to remain patient on the offensive end. Make Douglas play defense. You know, when you have a offense as high-powered as Douglas, sometimes they don't like to play the other end of the floor. So you got to force them to play D. There's a deflection by Chenault.
In the corner, Dakari Talbert back to Chenault,
Nice
and the
pass.
layup goes in.
It's a nice pass right there.
That's James Clare, 6'3 junior, 14 points versus Woodford on Saturday in the loss, and Dawson Garth weaving his way in for a basket.
It was a nice Euro step by Garth to weave in there and get that layup. Much needed basket for Tates Creek.
Under a minute now in this opening quarter.
Douglas, instead of passing the ball around the perimeter, they got to get someone in the high post. That was a drive there by Melo Boone. Forced the contact there. Either you have to knife the zone or you got to move the basketball, but it's also very important that you hit the short corner or the high post when you pass it around the perimeter. If you just pass it up top, all you're doing is swinging the ball and you're not really making the defense work.
Boone for 2 free throws.
24 points a game for Armello Boone. He's one of the premier guards in the state of Kentucky. Can flat out score from all 3 levels. He's athletic. He's a tenacious defender, shoots the ball well from 3, and is a downhill guard. This is a young man that he has to start getting on the college coach's radar because I believe he has the ability to play at the highest level of college basketball.
Free throw rims in already, eclipsing 1,000 career points. As Boone, you get the sense that perhaps he'll be the high scorer here in school history before his career is finished.
Yes, he's on track to do that. We were here the night he went over 1,000, and I believe I made the statement he'll probably score 1,000 more.
There's Habenreich in the front court, nudges it over to Ratchford, and poked away. That was Clare that got a hand on it that forced the turnover. And the Broncos try to take the lead late in the quarter. Talbert, a great pass, and Logan Busen answers.
If we had the stat on transition baskets, I believe that probably 15 of Douglas's 17 points have come in transition.
James Clare has been in the thick of 2 field goals off the bench. Stephen Franklin inching in. Now Garth, perhaps a little bit early. Got the rebound, though, and puts it in. Boone from half court, just a little bit short, and that will take us to the second quarter. We're tied at 17. More high school basketball on the other side from Glycod.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a 4-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Tates Creek evaporating a 7-point lead as Douglas closing very quickly to conclude this first quarter.
17 all at the end of the first quarter. I believe Coach Gay would be satisfied with that effort, and I believe that Coach Harris would be maybe a little bit frustrated because of their empty possessions versus zone and some of their unforced turnovers.
We'll see how the Commodores do. Junior point guard Dawson Garth, 6 points in the first quarter. We'll flip it back to Braylon Hinton, and it's good to see him back out there.
Yes, it is. That was probably a sigh of relief for Coach Gay and the Tates Creek program.
Garth up top, back to Hinton. Again with a big early three, then collided knees on a fast break opportunity, and we've got a 3-second violation underneath.
I believe he thought that Hinton was about to shoot that basketball, and he kind of tried to position himself for offensive rebounding, and when the shot didn't go up, he got caught with the 3-second call in the paint.
James Clare back in for Frederick Douglass as Armello Boone will take a seat. And the Broncos inbound. Very important stretch here for Creek as they try to stay in this game as long as they can. Franklin around to Clare. He's not shy, and he's long with a three, and there's Busen on the backside for 2.
You know, you force them to shoot the shot that you would like, and they get an offensive rebound and a putback right there. Those are the possessions that you got to finish on the defensive end for Creek.
Logan Busen with 8 points. Jones Miller up top, the junior post. Back to Ratchford. Shot on the run, spins out, and Travis Jones vacuums it on the backside for Douglas.
Oh, nice move to avoid the full-fledged charge. Kind of took a skip step, Euro step, and got the foul, and now he's going to the line for 2. Again, we're leading to more transition points. Douglas, it's like they're running downhill, Chris. You know, once they rebound the basketball, they are out the gates and running to the offensive end. It's a sprint. And Tates Creek, they have to really focus on getting back on defense to limit their easy baskets.
Foul was on Braylon Hinton. Jamal Ratchford out. And Josh Pinkleton back in for Tates Creek. Meanwhile, Dakari Talbert will shuttle in for Douglas. Creek by a field goal, under 7, second quarter. There's Travis Jones. Logan Busen bulldozes his way, and it won't fall in. And there's Garth collecting it for Tates Creek. Stephen Franklin back out. Hinton tees it up and puts it in.
When he gets his feet set, man, yeah, he's got a great chance of making that basket. It's good to see him to get a bucket. Hinton still limping and favoring that knee, so he's toughing it out for his team. You like to see that, but at the same time, you want the young man to be safe as possible.
Hinton with 16 threes on the year. There's Clare off the mark. And Jones Miller, he's been a fixture on the defensive end for Tates Creek, finding Franklin, and he'll knock in a 3.
You know, really like Franklin. Young guard that's not scared of the moment. He's hitting big shots, and he's only a sophomore.
Franklin with 10 points. Tates Creek is connected on 4 threes. And there's an answer, 3 made by Travis Jones.
Much needed perimeter shot for Douglas. Tates Creek can't get frustrated by that. You got to continue to make them hit those threes.
Foul underneath as Travis Garth took it hard to the basket.
Garth has done a great job taking the ball to the basket and forcing Douglas to foul, and he gets to the line for another set of free throws.
So Dawson Garth for a pair after Travis Jones called for the Bronco foul. I think we used the synonym stabilizer for Garth the first time we saw him, and he's just so comforting out front.
Well, he's cool, calm, and collective with the basketball, and you need that. You need a guard that's been there, done that, and you can see his experience and his poise while he's on the court.
Dawson Garth with 8 points now on the free throw make. Creek 3 of 4 from the foul line, and they lead by 3. Armello Boone finding Busen. Back outside, Avion Chenault flings it long. Backside rebound, up and in for Kaysen.
Again, getting the ball to the high post, making the defense collapse, and then the kick out for the 3. Now they have to find their rebounding positions, and it's hard to rebound out of zone.
Boy, Terry Kaysen, a very nice-looking athlete, the 6'2 sophomore.
Yes, he is.
There's Breland hitting a long one and off the mark, and Boone will snatch it for the Broncos, and Boone puts it in.
Wow, send it in, big fella. Wow, what a play right there.
It's Armello Boone's first field goal. Will give Douglas a 1-point lead as Dawson Garth slides inside the lane. It's off, and Avion Chenault with some theatrics. Back out for a Boone triple.
The place would have erupted if he had hit that shot right there. But again, Tates Creek's got to stay disciplined. You do not want to get into a running match with them.
Dawson Garth pleading for a foul. Armello Boone back for a layup.
There's another layup, another transition basket, and I know Coach Gay is really emphasizing that. He wants to charge that he feels like the referee missed 2 possessions ago. But Tates Creek's got to stay disciplined on the offensive end.
Oh, we've got a technical. Sorry to interrupt, but a technical called by the official against Tates Creek in that huddle.
That's unfortunate. You know, you can't let your emotions get too high.
Oh, beg your pardon, only a 30-second timeout. I could have sworn he teed up Tates Creek, but apparently not.
Well, as a veteran referee, to walk away from that, sometimes young men get frustrated, coaches get frustrated. Sometimes it's just best for the referee to walk to the other end, but you don't get that grace a whole lot of times.
Well, we were half right. The technical called on Douglas. Avion Chenault called with that technical foul.
I didn't see what happened there. You know, it'd be interesting to see what the exchange was that brought on that technical foul.
So Chenault called with the technical. Some communication with Coach Gay. There you see him just inside the middle of your screen. And Tates Creek going to have a pair of free throws at the other end.
Well, I'm sure they will take this opportunity and try to steal some momentum right here.
So Breland hitting back inside a scoring opportunity. He'll have a pair of free throws.
You know, a lot of times on the high school level, they simulate or emulate what they see on TV with the pro athletes and the talk, and it's just so unnecessary. Just play the game, young men. Have fun competing, playing hard. Keep your mouth shut and let your ball game do the talking. I don't know what happened, but it must have been taunting, or he said something to one of the Tates Creek players. But Avion is too good of a basketball player to get into that and be baited into that.
Well, and that is going to snap a flurry in which Douglas took a 3-point lead. So Tates Creek with a basket here can retake the lead after the free throws connected on by Hinton. And Habenreich in backcourt for the Commodores.
Let's see if they can take advantage of this possession. Tried to execute a set right there, didn't get the look that they desired.
Busen shadowing Habenreich as he'll try to evade the pesky defender, and a wonderful defensive play by Logan Busen.
Again, it's his leadership. He's a Swiss Army knife, man. He does a little bit of everything for Douglas.
Busen will inbound, and there is Armello Boone. Only 2 points thus far, averaging 24 on the season.
Well, it's what we talked about. When teams come out of that Christmas tournament schedule where they play so many games in so many days, sometimes you can just start in a lull.
Boone, a long three off the mark. Kaysen tried to punch it in. Back out to Logan Busen, and that's off the mark. And it's going to nudge off of Braylon Hinton. It will belong to the Broncos.
I would advise when the shot goes up that Tates Creek finds a body, don't go to the ball, go to a man and try to box him out to secure the rebound. If I was Coach Gay, I would emphasize, hey, let the ball hit the floor if you can. That would prove that we got 5 bodies on 5 bodies and secured the rebound.
Chris Wright will inbound.
Yeah, you can't out-jump these guys from Frederick Douglass. You can't out-athlete them.
Wonderful move by Busen.
Ooh.
Busen with 10, the first player for the Broncos to reach double figures. There's Garth with a high rainbow J.
We got to get back and get the defense set up. Douglass gets down the court on made baskets faster than most teams.
Armello Boone, the confines tight there as it's going to punch out of bounds. It will belong to Creek. Avion Chenault back in for the Broncos. And Nate Cohen, the sophomore, will sub out.
Armello's having a tough go to start this game right here. Coach Harris has switched up to full court defense to try to force some tempo. Hinton got a great look right there. Busen again with another rebound.
Over to right. Back to Terry Kaysen in the corner. Boone elevating, soaring, puts it in, but wave it off.
Basket. Great job by Tates Creek setting up for the charge right there.
And Coach Gay has to be ecstatic with his team's effort here in the first 14 minutes of this game.
Absolutely. They've played really well, especially when they've been able to set up and get back on defense.
And poked away, and a foul on Armello Boone.
Yeah, Tates Creek, I'd advise them not to try to dribble through this pressure, to try to get the ball to the middle of the floor, or sideline middle or reversal guy to advance the basketball. Douglass is so athletic, they take away passing lanes, they get deflections, and it leads to easy baskets for them.
4th team foul this quarter on the Broncos, so Creek on the doorstep of 2 free throws for the remainder of this quarter. Braylon Hinton flings another one in the corner. That may have been partially blocked by Kaysen, and it's out of bounds to Frederick Douglass.
Best thing to happen is Tates Creek can get back and set up their D and try to play 5-on-5 versus Douglass instead of having the Broncos in transition where it's hard to stop them.
There is Chris Wright handling it for the Broncos. You know, DeMarcus Surratt again with an injury and a hard foul, a very aggressive foul on Malik Green opposite Logan Busen.
Yeah, that was a nice set play versus the zone by Douglass, where they screen the guy at the top of the zone. Armello Boone gets in the crack right there, and then it opened up that pass to dump it down to Busen.
Busen, he has struggled, but improving at the foul line. That one off. A 54% free throw shooter this season. He was in the 30s last.
He's a football guy.
He is.
He's a football guy. He's out there to rebound, defend, and bang and make the hustle plays. He's not a finesse guy.
And the Broncos take a 2-point lead. Garth trying to get to his spot.
Tates Creek's just got to remain patient with the basketball. Don't force anything too quick. I've seen they've made a defensive switch there, and now Chenault is guarding Franklin to try to limit his looks.
There's Dawson Garth freeing up for a long three, and it's in.
Stepped right into that shot. Tates Creek's playing with a load of confidence right now, and they feel like they got a chance at this. And the way they're playing, they could stick around in this game.
Right on top for the answer attempt. Kaysen kept it alive. And now Armello Boone handles it up top. Busen inside. Chris Wright heaves a three. And Busen's just been a difference maker, Murray underneath.
Busen, he's done a little bit of everything. He's doing what Coach Harris emphasized in the pregame. He said he's their locker room leader. He's their glue guy. He makes all the hustle plays, and he is a star in his role for Frederick Douglass.
Third team Tates Creek foul of this quarter. It looks like Terry Kaysen perhaps going to evaporate some perspiration underneath. Is Busen back to the foul line, and it seems like the worse free throw shooter you are, the more shots you're going to get.
I think he's going to make them both on this one, Chris. The percentages say he's going to go 2 for 2.
On swishes.
And there's the first one.
And it's a big one, too. It ties this game.
You'd have told me we'd have a tie basketball game at the end of the second quarter. I wasn't sure. You know, I didn't get a chance to watch these teams over the break, but 1-11 versus a 7-5 Douglas team that's played a very, very tough schedule. I wasn't sure how Tates Creek was going to handle it.
Busen now with 12, and we'll see what Tates Creek opts to do here in the remnants of this quarter. Jones Miller finds Stephen Franklin, and it's pushed back.
Took it into the 7-footer, Chenault. 6'3".
He plays that high, doesn't he?
He does. Young man plays above the rim. I've never seen there's not too many athletes like him.
Hinton will inbound. And Garth yet to leave the floor in this half for Tates Creek. Trying to initiate the offense. And a wonderfully crafted basket.
Dawson Garth has played a heck of a half. Showing great leadership and poise with the basketball, and he stepped up to the challenge.
And the Broncos appear content to select one final attempt here as we slide under 15 seconds.
Well, this is the tempo that you want Douglas to play at right here. You want them to slow down and play half-court basketball.
Boone, a deep three. It's off and a long rebound corralled by Jones Miller. And Hinton gets it off in time. And that's going to conclude the first half. Tates Creek 1-11 on the season, but they lead Douglas at the break 34-33. More coverage on Tuesday night high school basketball when we come right back to the farm.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Tradition means values.
and we want a banker who has the same philosophy. Traditional Bank is a Kentucky-based business, and that does mean a lot to a business that is based in Kentucky. They know what we're going through. They are always there for us, and that means more than anything else. My name is Allison. I choose Traditional Bank because of the personal service. Paddle on into Canoe, Kentucky.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Find out about their apprenticeship and training programs that help you earn while you learn at IBEWLocal369.com. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential.
Surprising story developing on the farm. Frederick Douglass trailing Tates Creek 34-33. Chris LaBar along with Murray Garvin, former South Carolina State head coach. And Murray, this is quite a surprise developing.
It is. I'm surprised but not surprised all at the same time. Coming out of those Christmas tournaments and then Douglass not having the success that they expected, it kind of puts your team in a mental warp. And they're trying to identify who's going to do what. And then they're missing one of their leading scorers in DeMarcus Surratt. Without him in the lineup, you feel like it's a team that's searching for their identity again.
Some of these individual scoring numbers as we tabulate: Dawson Garth, 15 points for Tates Creek. Stephen Franklin with 10. Braylon Hinton with 8. We talked about the maturity needed tonight from this backcourt, and they've delivered.
Yes, they have. Garth has really stepped up. You know, Hinton went out with the injury, and Franklin come in and has been a great asset for the Commodores in the first half. If they can sustain their poise on the offensive end and keep Douglass out of transition, we're in for a great basketball game as we enter the second half.
And the Broncos, a lot of odd scoring totals. Logan Busen leading them with 14 points. And he's kept them in it. He's been their most consistent player.
Yes, he's been, I call it a Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything for Douglass. And he's rebounded. He's operated in the middle of the zone and got some tough layups in traffic. Had some steals off the full court pressure that they were applying. He's just done an all-around good job in the first two quarters.
What do you look for from Creek here in this second half? Because you have to know Douglass is going to come out punching.
Well, you want to sustain that initial punch. Douglass is probably in the locker room really evaluating how they want to approach this second half. And Tates Creek, they have to absorb the first punch in the first 4 minutes of this second half because I expect Douglass to come out storming.
Well, and for Frederick Douglass, they've got to do something to limit Tates Creek because they've had a lot of success shooting the three.
Absolutely. Well, right now I believe they're just in a lull. You know, the half-court zone defense by Tates Creek has kind of slowed the transition game and made them play 5-on-5. I wouldn't be surprised, Chris, that the first possession Douglass looked for a lob to Chenault to try to get the energy back in the building.
Got Tates Creek making 5 3-point field goals on the season, 39% from distance, but tonight they've had a lot of success, and they lead Frederick Douglass 34-33. Take a quick pause. Be right back for more high school basketball action after this timeout on Glycod.
The reason I went to Traditional Bank, I just felt at peace. The atmosphere was different.
Anytime we need anything, Traditional Bank's always there for us. Can't say enough about them.
Tradition to me means integrity. That's what our product's based on. Just the way I did it 25 years ago, we're doing it now on a mass scale.
My name's Curtis Mackley, and I choose Traditional Bank because of the relationship we have formed with them and their integrity. Welcome to Mingy Beef Jerky.
Gen Z is a stalled generation. The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Halftime at Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. Broncos on top of Tates Creek by just a point. Actually, Tates Creek on top of the Broncos, 34-33. Murray, let's take a look at some of your New Year's resolutions for the FCPS teams and what you'd like each team to grow on here this year.
Well, Bryan Station has been tremendous in the early part of the season. I think with just one loss to Woodford County, their resolution is keep their foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes for Bryan Station defenders and Coach Champ Ligon over there. At Frederick Douglass, it's block out the noise. You're talking about a team that went 33-2 last year. They've returned a lot of starters this year with the addition of Surratt. So the expectations haven't changed, but they got to make sure they block out the noise. At Dunbar, Coach Morganson is looking for shared joy and mutual celebration. He wants the team to be happy for each other and to celebrate the success of one another. At Henry Clay, one of the surprise teams this year here in Fayette County is to keep great health and keep winning games. Coach Brown and his squad is off to a great start. And then over at Lafayette, we got play the next play. They lost Surratt in the quote-unquote transfer portal, so now they have to settle down and just learn to play the next play. And last but not least, Tates Creek, Coach Gay's motto is water your own grass. Worry about what's going on in your locker room and not what everybody else thinks should happen and what's happening in the city. So that's my New Year's resolutions going into January of 2024, and I'm looking forward to a great half of basketball to finish this off tonight.
Well, and for Coach Gay at Tates Creek, has to be very exuberant with his team's performance in the first 2 quarters. We'll see if they can continue the momentum as they try to pull off a monumental upset on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the energy in the building is lacking. Douglas just seems to be in a lull right now, and that happens coming out of Christmas break.
There's a 3 from Armello Boone that won't fall in, and Jones Miller snatches the rebound. And I think a foul whistled over the top on Avion Chenault.
You know, I have a little bit of experience dealing with these Christmas tournaments and coming out of it. I actually think it's a lot of games in a short amount of time, and young people just get fatigued. You know, it's almost like you need a week off before you play again.
There's Garth angling over to Stephen Franklin. And whistle conversation at the scorer's table.
Yeah, I think it's an issue with the clock. Either it didn't start on time or, he took a couple of seconds off the clock.
Inbound to Garth. As the Broncos played in tournaments in back-to-back weeks, one preceding Christmas and one last week post-Christmas.
And what that does, it has you on the road because you're going back and forth to Louisville. And then you have little opportunity to practice because you're playing so much. I think they played maybe the day after Christmas or on the 27th in the White Rear Maggard tournament.
Held ball arrow in favor of Frederick Douglass. Are you a proponent maybe in playing in one of those stretches in one of those tournaments only?
Yes, I am. But it's hard because you want to get the most exposure for your basketball team, and you want your young men to play in front of college coaches, and it's hard to do. But I'm a proponent of maybe one tournament and allowing your kids to get some rest and also to spend time with their family.
Dawson Garth having quite the night. His 17th point. That is just shy of a season high of 20. Tates Creek now by 3. Once led by 7 is Armello. Boone puts it in for 3.
You got to know what side of the zone he's on and make him put it on the floor and get out to the shooter. You can't let him get his feet set.
Boone's 30th made 3 of the year. As Franklin back over to Braylon Hinton up top with that right leg wrapped.
Yeah, he just don't have the push off that he normally has. I commend the young man for continuing to play. Right now he's not hurting his team, but you can just tell he can excel.
And Hinton puts it in, his 10th point.
He's making do, playing on 1.5 legs right now.
Logan Busen squaring up against Jones Miller and took it to him for the basket.
That's a great drive by Busen, getting the ball to the middle of the zone and driving that middleman. Tates Creek's not able to help down because they flank their shooters right there, and if you sink off, he's unselfish and he's going to kick it out to one of their perimeter shooters.
Jones Miller tries to answer, got his own rebound, and there's Boone sneaking in.
That's the conversion that you need right there from Jones Miller.
And a foul coming up the floor, whistled on Pinkleton.
Not a bad foul right there. On the backside, Chenault was set up to catch a lob. And again, you just want to keep the energy in the gym down if you're Tates Creek. You want to limit Douglas from their explosive plays.
Jones Miller very fast. I'm not sure he's that fast, as the replay indicated.
He was pretty quick, wasn't he?
And Wright will have it over to Chenault for the Broncos.
He was Muhammad Ali fast right there. He could turn the lights off and be in bed before it gets dark.
Kaysen backside, corral, a Jones Miller foul for Tates Creek.
Kaysen comes in the game and gives them another athlete to be on the boards. That's probably his second or third offensive rebound. And you got to think about boxing out Busen, Chenault, and Kaysen. That's a tall task for a team that's limited in height like Tates Creek is.
Second team foul on Creek as Kaysen has a free throw swirl out.
You just get the feeling that Douglas feels that they can just turn it on and accelerate, and you don't want to have that mindset, in high school basketball, really on no level. You want to come out and you want to play hard and execute your style of basketball from the tip to the buzzer.
Kaysen with 3 unofficially. Is this pesky Tates Creek Commodore team only down a point?
They got to continue to stay poised on the offensive end. Remember, there's no shot clock, and you don't have to force anything. And right there, they go right into forcing a shot.
And Busen denying Latrell Jones-Miller. Now Busen flips it back over to Chris Wright. Heaves a 3 and knocks it in.
That's a big shot right there for Douglas.
Wright with his 6th point and what is now a 4-point Bronco lead.
Well, they're trying to change the tempo with this pressure right here, and they got a traveling call. That's 2 straight turnovers for Tates Creek. This is a dangerous moment for them right here. You want to stay in striking distance. You don't want Douglas to get any type of double-digit lead or change the tempo of this game, which they've already had by changing up the defense.
Freshman Tom Hoppenreich back in for Tates Creek. Yes, Pinkleton will sub out.
Hoppenreich gives them a little bit more size on the top of that zone.
Right again for three. This one off, and look at Chenault just high above the rim. Commodores with a leak out and a poke away from behind.
It's Busen again.
Nice
Great
pass, and Chenault off the mark, and a foul whistled on number 23, Latrell Jones-Miller of Tates Creek.
It's a great pass by Busen right there. Miller did a good job contesting that dunk by Chenault. Again, you just want to limit the explosive plays, and if he would have converted that dunk, the roof would have came off in here.
And the Commodores, for the most part tonight, have reduced those.
Yes, they have, and it's real important that you do that, and it's kind of taking the energy out of the building, because you come to a Douglas basketball game, you're liable to see Chenault with 5, 6, 7 dunks along with Boone. And if Surratt is healthy, he's another one that they just find their way to the rim.
5-point Bronco lead as Avion Chenault tries to add one more, and he will. And a Bronco timeout, a 44-38 Frederick Douglass lead. More high school basketball on the other side of this 60-second timeout.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Chris Labar with ex-Dunbar head coach Murray Garvin as we welcome you back to the farm. Frederick Douglass trailing by 1 at half. They now lead by 6. How have they done it, Coach?
Well, they've tried to change the tempo here in the third quarter by getting after Tates Creek in a full-court zone press and just trying to speed Tates Creek up, and it's worked, and it's ended up Douglas with a couple of easy baskets and free throw attempts.
We'll see some pressure here on the inbound as you get the sense this is a very pivotal moment here for Tates Creek. Very important sequence.
Yes, it is. They got to take care of the basketball here, and they need a good shot in this possession.
And there's this theft by Armello Boone. And here come the Broncos as they lead now by a game-high 8.
You know, you just felt like it was a powder keg, man, that it was bound to happen. And let's see if Tates Creek can withstand this punch. And there's another turnover.
Oh, my. Chenault. Woo! Timeout, Tates Creek. Gerard Gay wasted no time as Avion Chenault with the dunk as we take another look off the miscue.
Off the miscue right here. He measures it up. And kind of reminds me of a player when I was growing up named Dominique Wilkins right there with the finish. The human highlight film.
You talked about Olajuwon last time.
Yes.
It's Dominique. Now we'll step aside. Back after this on Glycod.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Avion Chenault with a windmill, and the Broncos lead by 10 after the quick timeout from Coach Harris.
Just that quick. One of the most explosive basketball teams in the state of Kentucky. They turn it off and on like a light switch. I know Coach Harris desires for them to just stay at one level and learn to play there at that level for a full game. But again, they're a young basketball team. These guys have been playing and had great success, but they were only sophomores last year. So they're still learning the game.
Broncos with 12 in succession take a 10-point lead. Dawson Garth in the corner. Again, he's not left the floor tonight for Creek, and he's going to maintain the dribble. And a held ball. The arrow going to go to Frederick Douglass.
Wow. You just seen the athleticism of Chenault right there. Again, when he can pick up your point guard the full length of the court and he can't even get to 3/4 court without turning the ball over, I commend him for his effort on the defensive end.
Tates Creek 4 points in the first 4.5 minutes of this quarter. Armello Boone short on a three, and Dawson Garth sneaks in for a Commodore rebound. And he is bumped by Kaysen. And the second team Douglas foul.
The one thing you don't want no splits, no jumps, no fouls in the trap. Right there, Douglas had him in the coffin corner, and he didn't have any help coming back to the basketball, and Kaysen kind of falls into him, and Garth with the veteran moves to draw the foul.
Hinton will inbound back to Garth.
It's a little run and jump by Douglas right here. Great pass by Garth. Harbenreich wasn't able to handle it right there.
Franklin been a little bit quiet tonight, but he knocks that one in.
Much needed basket right there. Maybe that'll settle Tates Creek down a little bit, and it allows them to get in their half-court zone defense.
Franklin with 13. He had 10 very early, and that's going to snap a 12-zip Bronco lead and a Bronco run of 12. Is Wright inbounding to Busen.
Again, this is what Tates Creek wants them to take some time handling the ball right there.
Kaysen goes high to get that back to Logan Busen as he faces up and throws it away. Harbenreich steps in. We'll see what Hinton can do, and it's poked out off of Armello Boone.
Armello Boone with the big block. He plays both ends of the floor. Excellent timing on the shot blocking as well.
I think Gerard Gaze had a very good game plan tonight for this Tates Creek team. Hinton for a deep three, and he's got it.
And again, it allows their defense to get set up and play 5-on-5 instead of Douglas running in transition, getting easy baskets.
So Creek down 10. They make back-to-back threes, and the lead reduced to 4. Busen spinning left, off. And Hinton denied. Chenault freeing up the rebound for Franklin, and a foul underneath in transition on Frederick Douglass. It's going to be on Terry Kaysen.
Kaysen set up for the charge, and Garth did a good job of contorting his body to avoid the contact, and he's at the line for 2. I commend Tates Creek. This transition basket right here and drawing this foul is really big for them. It slows down the tempo. It allows Garth to get to the free throw line and hopefully convert right here, and the first one is good.
Garth with 20. That equals his season high versus Lafayette.
Yeah, he's really stepped up for his basketball team. I know Coach Gay is very proud of his effort and his execution this game versus a very tough and quick Douglas basketball team.
21 season high for Garth. Tates Creek with 8 consecutive points. Chris Wright uncorks a short three in the corner, and Chenault too aggressive for that rebound, and an and one as Logan Busen punches it in.
And guess who? Like Mark Jackson would say, mama, there goes that man. Busen with the and one going to the line.
Chris Wright's 3, and then Chenault with the assist is Busen. Now 2 of 5 from the foul line, but Chenault with a rebound and a 4-point Bronco trip.
Wow. Offensive rebounding. I got a buddy that coaches at LSU. We talk about free throw box outs, win and lose ball games.
There's Boone, and it's poked out. It will belong underneath to the Broncos. Travis Jones back in for Douglas, 6'1" sophomore, entering your picture.
Yeah, Jones played a lot in the early part of the season. He was their starting point guard. But again, the tournament play probably changed the rotation, and with Sherrod out, it's really impacted Douglas's scoring.
Boone flings a right wing 3. That won't go in. Wright somehow snuck in for that loose ball. And Tates Creek with numbers as Harbenreich puts it in.
Harbenreich with a great conversion right there. Big time rebound, and it advanced pass by Franklin to get the ball up the floor, and they get a uncontested layup, one of the few for Tates Creek tonight.
Well, these Commodores are pesky, aren't they?
Pesky, very well coached, and like Coach Gay said, they keep showing up and they keep competing, and that's all you can ask for.
Jones short on that three, and Dakari Talbert got the rebound for the Broncos. 40 seconds left. Jones pitches one up. And Armello Boone, the offensive rebound, and it just does slide off behind a Jones-Miller foul.
Yes, right there. That's, 3-4 shots in that possession for Douglas. Tates Creek, you got to put a body on a body, and you got to get the defensive rebounds right there. If not, it'll be a slow conversion by Douglas, but they'll be all over the rim.
Fifth team foul on Tates Creek. Armello Boone for a pair. Boone well beneath his season average. Averages 24 coming in, averaging 24, but 7 thus far tonight.
With just 7 tonight, it's allowed Tates Creek to hang around because usually that's 24 points that you could count on. And it's not over yet. This young man's explosive enough to run off a 10, 15-point quarter going into the fourth quarter.
Terry Kaysen in for Douglas as Avion Chenault will sub out.
Tries to give him a break to end the quarter right here.
31.4 left in this third quarter. Tates Creek losers of 11 straight, but they have played very gallantly tonight.
Yes, they have. And Coach Gay, I know he wants to win the next possession, and this is it right here. He wants to get a great shot to end the quarter. It's a great drive by Garth.
Malik Green, number 5, able to lasso that loose ball. It will belong to Creek here with just under 11 seconds in this quarter.
Well, I'm sure he wants the last shot right here, and maybe that deflection kind of prevented Tates Creek from taking an early shot.
Lob to Garth, and Garth is bumped. Only the 4th team Douglas foul. Second on Chris Wright. So Creek will inbound here. 9.3 left. And they'll do it from side court.
It's 9 seconds on the clock right here.
Yeah, there's Garth under 6. Garth working against Wright. Step back jumper. And Boone, a long 3 to close quarter 3. Broncos. A 10-0 run enables them to lead by 5 after the third quarter. Fourth period on the way back from Glycod.
Confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cardtown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance.
Commodores hanging around, Murray.
Yes, the Commodores, they hung around right there. They withstood the punch that we talked about, and they're still in the basketball game with a 5-point deficit going into the fourth quarter. They just have to make sure they take care of the ball versus Frederick Douglass pressure. Avion Chenault had a big quarter there defensively. They got some easy baskets and a couple of highlight reel dunks.
Thanks to our great corporate partners tonight, including Meijer. Meijer, a proud supporter of Central Kentucky high school basketball on Glycod. You can visit their Hamburg location for any of your shopping needs. It's Meijer, proud community supporter on Glycod. So Tates Creek possession to start this final quarter.
Big possession that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the quarter right here. Let's see what kind of shot they get.
Hinton off a screen, rains one in.
Just how Coach Gay drew it up.
Boy, Braylon's played well tonight.
Yeah, he has, and, you know, the injury has probably settled him down. He's playing a little bit slower and maybe more under control.
Hinton with 14 points. He's made 4 threes. Boone sneaks in the lane, banks it long, and Kaysen on the glass. Again, Jones-Miller with some length changed that shot. Here's Garth looking for a tie game. And Garth slithers, but it laid up there too long. And mistiming his leap was Ratchford. And there's a shot at the other end from Boone. And Travis Jones with a rebound.
Big stop by Tates Creek right there.
And Habenreich in the corner. Josh Pinkleton short on the three.
I don't know if that's the shot that Coach Gay wanted in that possession.
And an and one at the other end is Jones right through Habenreich for the basket.
Usually a great measure of if you took a good shot or a bad shot on the offensive end is the conversion to defense. And right there, that led to a and one for Frederick Douglass.
That was the shot there catapulting that fast break. First foul this quarter on Tates Creek. It's Travis Jones with 5 points will try to increase the lead to 5 with a made free throw.
Tates Creek is not playing like a 1-11 team. It's just a couple of possessions here or there, and they're still in the basketball game. It's a 4-point game, and they're competing tonight.
Under 7 minutes left, a great effort by the underman Commodores and underdog Commodores. Garth pull up Jay from about 17. And Kaysen been very important on the backboards.
Yes, he has. He's been a force on the backboards for Douglas.
And an unforced turnover. Habenreich, I think, interjected in the passing lane. That threw that ball off course.
Threw it off course, and Frederick Douglass' player went after one hand, and it just went on out of bounds.
As Garth. Dawson Garth, number 11, season high 21 tonight at the initiator for Tates Creek, as he'll funnel it over to Stephen Franklin, the sophomore.
Up top here, Tates Creek looked like they were trying to post Hinton and couldn't get it inside to him. Now they're running a ball screen with Hinton to get the matchup that they would like.
And Garth doing all that work, split the double team and drew the foul.
He's very shifty and strong with the basketball, Garth is. He's not the fastest guy on the court, but he does a great job with body control and keeping the ball close to his body.
2 shots to reward as Dawson Garth trying to inch the Commodores closer with the clock stopped. Oh, beg your pardon, so no free throws. Excuse me.
No free throws.
That foul may have been on the floor, but it will be inbounded anyway, underneath by Hinton. Chris Wright in for Travis Jones. Jones with a big transition bucket to swell this lead to 4 for the Broncos.
Thought the backdoor cut might have been there on the under out of bounds, but Tates Creek didn't execute it. But they got a backdoor right there. Slipped the screen right there. Great play call by Coach Gay for the layup for Hinton.
Hinton with 18 points, 10 of which have come in this half. In a 55-53 Bronco lead.
Allows them to set up in their zone. You got to watch Chenault on the baseline right here. And when the shot goes up is really when the possession begins.
There is Busen inside the lane. What a difference maker tonight for Logan Busen.
Yeah, you can tell that he's gotten into basketball shape and he's got his touch now coming from the gridiron to the basketball court. That's no easy task, and usually you see those guys catch stride around January.
Busen now with 16 points, leading point getter tonight for Frederick Douglass as they lead by 4. Stephen Franklin, number 4, pauses at the near elbow.
Tates Creek's taking their time on the offensive end right here, trying to get a great shot. And there's Garth.
Took it to Chenault, and Chenault with a rejection.
Yeah, I thought he lost his footing, and maybe Chenault impacted him losing his footing. You know, again, if you hadn't seen this young man play live, he's just one of the most athletic guys you'll see.
Boone's shot rims off. Jones-Miller back for a huge Tates Creek rebound. There's Garth with his hair on fire, and he draws a foul.
Garth doing what he does best, drawing fouls and going to the free throw line. He does a great job of playing off 2 feet in traffic. Tells that he's well-schooled in the game and the fundamentals right there. You see the quick outlet pass by Franklin to advance it to Garth, and there he does a great job of drawing fouls and playing and keeping his body in between the defender and the ball.
Foul on Dakari Talbert as Dawson Garth, 68% free throw shooter. They have 2 free throws, trying to reduce this to a 2-point game.
He's played a heck of a game tonight.
22 points now for Garth. This is a Commodore team. If they can bottle this effort moving forward, they're going to have some success.
Yes, they will. It's going to be a matter of time for this team. I know this is a big game for them because Douglas is a ranked team in the state, but you want to bottle this up for Coach Gay and show them that you can play with anybody. You know, but it's night in and night out in the 11th region. There's really no cupcake teams.
Houston drives off in the follow in for Armello Boone. Is that the difference thus far, offensive backboard work?
It's offensive. Like I said, the possession begins when the shot goes up. Boone and Chenaulton, Bussin, Busen, and Kaysen, they rebound the hound out of the basketball.
Franklin lets one fly, may have been blocked. It's going to ricochet and Hinton put it in. Hinton with some found money underneath and a 2-point Douglas lead. Armello Boone puts one up, and oh my, Garth guilty on a closeout foul.
Again, it's just the little things, the little things. You cannot foul a jump shooter 23 feet from the rim right there. Just a mental lapse by Garth. He's played a heck of a game, and that's a possession that he's going to want back.
Boone, a 78% free throw shooter. Got the roll. First time we've seen the Broncos in going on 3 weeks. Legs look a little bit fatigued.
I tell you, Chris, it's tough playing that schedule of those back-to-back Christmas tournaments because it's not a lose and go home. You go to a loser's bracket and they guarantee you 3 or 4 games. My first experience with it drove me bananas because I was afraid of the very same thing happening, and it did happen to us last year at Dunbar. We played in back-to-back tournaments, and it was just tough. And we went into a lull in January, and it's hard to snap out of. But Douglas has done a good job of just maintaining the lead right here. And if they get a win, you know, I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss.
Well, and they will have a full week between games. Broncos back in action here against Bryan Station next Tuesday.
That should be a heck of a contest.
Yeah, Bryan Station having a great year. 5-point Douglas lead. Here's Franklin splitting the double team. Nice pass underneath, and it's poked out of bounds by Boone.
See, that's something you can't coach. The young man just plays with tremendous heart and athleticism. He contested the dribble penetration, and then he gets to the block shot.
Some conversation between Braylon Hinton and his companion Stephen Franklin as Hinton receiving the ball from the official. Lob back to Jones Miller. This is a big trip here for Tates Creek.
Yes, it is. With 3 minutes left in the game, you want a conversion right here.
Aben Reich, he knows his role. It's inside Jones Miller. And he got the basket.
Big basket. He wasn't even sure that he made the basket.
Well, it looked like perhaps, as we dial this up, perhaps a little bit of a shuffle. We'll see.
Well, that's
going to be fast.
That's what I saw from here. I thought he hesitated when he turned right there and he shuffled his feet. And he was surprised when the referee called a foul. But he'll take it.
Free throw from Jones Miller.
He's not going to go to the referee and say, I want to be honest. I think I traveled.
That was his first field goal. And it's a 3-point lead. Chris Wright near wing.
Douglas right here wants to be poised in this possession and get a really good shot. You know, you're playing with the lead. There's no shot clock. You shouldn't be in a hurry right here.
Now Kaysen back to right. He had a seam.
I always found this interesting right here. You know, can Douglas stay poised and get a great shot and make Tates Creek come out of that zone?
There's Busen lobbing it back to Avion Chenault. Busen spinning inside to Jones Miller. The Broncos doing a nice job of taking care of it here.
With only 2 team fouls, you know, I would probably foul a couple of times just to get it close to the bonus.
A 60-second Bronco timeout. They'll have possession when we come right back.
First opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Frederick Douglass inside their own huddle. They will have possession, leading 62-59, 1:59 in the fourth. I'm Chris LaBar along with Murray Garvin. Steve Bird is our executive producer tonight, and Tates Creek down by 10 in the third quarter. They reduced it to 2, and the Broncos just doing enough, Murray, on the backboards.
Yes, they are, and I believe Coach Harris is in the huddle telling his guys just to make sure you meet your passes. Don't float the ball out here on the perimeter. Look for Tates Creek to jump the passing lanes and just take care of the basketball and finish the game probably at the free throw line, if anything.
Foul situation. 3 fouls for Douglass, 2 fouls in this quarter for Tates Creek. Arrow in favor of the Broncos. As Busen will handle it up top, and certainly the Broncos no hurry.
They're in no hurry right here. They're going to force Tates Creek to come out of that zone, which they already have. But again, with only 2 team fouls, I wouldn't object to taking a few right now.
Up top to Avion Chenault.
This is where the people that are in favor of the shot clock, you know, this might be a 3-minute possession for them.
Chenault out of sorts and sliding underneath for the player control foul is Braylon Hinton.
And you just want to ask the question, why? Why drive that right there? You know, you could hold it and make them foul you.
4th team foul, and Tates Creek with possession as Hinton slides in. Tates Creek with 2 timeouts left. What will they opt to do here?
I look for Franklin to try to beat his guy off the dribble. Well, hand off to Garth. Garth has been their guy tonight. They ran an elevator screen for Hinton. He got tripped up coming out of it.
Dawson Garth, 23 points tonight. Heaves a 3 up top. Oh my, well off the mark. As Chenault fouled from behind by Tom Habenreich, the Commodores' 3rd team foul.
I don't know if Garth has been the hot hand for Tates Creek tonight. You know, misses that shot. The foul's not so bad, but you would want a better shot right there. A 3-point game.
57.8 left. Tates Creek going to call a full timeout. Much to strategize in both huddles. Under a minute left. A tight one on the farm. Murray and I with more coverage of Central Kentucky high school basketball when we come right back.
Overly competitive brother. Psych. And I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Broncos by 3, 57.8 left. After a missed three-point shot from Tates Creek.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Gay is drawing up some type of trap, telling the guys they need to foul within this time frame if they don't get a steal or a deflection right here. Frederick Douglass also has the arrow possession, so tying it up would not be, the best thing for Tates Creek, but it would give them the next arrow. But you can't allow Douglass to just dribble the clock out right here. There's the steal that you were looking for.
Reich steps in, and Terry Kaysen just muscled it away from him. As Busen flinks it back to Armello Boone, and Reich for the Tates Creek fourth team foul of this fourth quarter.
That's a big, big steal by Kaysen. I thought Garth had the possession, and Kaysen, just a stronger guy, just took it from him right there. The next foul, it'll be 2 shots for Douglass. It's no longer the bonus in high school basketball, people.
That's
you go
correct.
to the line and shoot 2.
So Avion Chanel will trigger it in. And the Commodores perhaps no other recourse other than to foul. And the foul called is Hinton will do-si-do with Travis Jones, number 10.
Jones has been on the bench for a little while, so he might have been the best guy to foul right here.
Coming up at the conclusion of this game, Murray will have the most outstanding players presented by Elite Building Products. Student athlete from each team will be recognized for their outstanding performance this evening. And Jones now makes it a 2-possession game with a free throw make.
Big free throws. Again, early in the season, Jones was their starting point guard, and now he's coming off the bench. But it's a great confidence builder to hit these free throws down the stretch.
That's off the mark, and Hinton able to stave off Chenault for the rebound.
Tates Creek's got to be in a hurry right here. Like you said, it's 2 possessions.
Dawson Garth elevating. And he'll strut the stripe for 2.
I bet this is his 10th or 12th free throw attempt tonight. Again, he does a great job of getting to the paint and playing off 2 feet right there.
Very deceptively quick is that rebound brought down by Hinton to start the fast break. Commodores 1 timeout remaining. We'll see how they play it here.
It's a big make. This can cut it to 1 possession right here, a 2-point game. A lot can happen in 29 seconds. Garth has had a well of a game for Tates Creek. It was much needed as well.
24 points for Garth. Make it 25. That's a career high. And Boone in backcourt, and he spun, and it lost out of bounds.
Big turnover by Armello right there.
Braylon Hinton will check in, as I think Boone just a little bit out of sorts there as he spun out of bounds, and we're going to have a timeout.
Yeah, I think it was unnecessary. Right there, you just want to be safe with the basketball. You want to make assertive passes, be strong with the ball. Don't turn your back to the defense. And sometimes, again, when you have really good players, you can expect them to know. And as a coach, you got to continue to coach them up.
Got a Tates Creek timeout. That will extinguish their use of stops, so no more timeout for Tates Creek. And perhaps they hold on to it for 1 final shot, Coach.
That's interesting you say that. I was thinking the same thing. I would take the last shot and try to force overtime right here. I would not give – well, when you're down 2, you got to shoot it with maybe 4 seconds in case you miss and give you an opportunity to get an offensive rebound. It's just against Douglass, they can rebound it and get it to the other end in the blink of an eye. So it's a double-edged sword right here, but you have to shoot it and leave a little bit of time on the clock in case you miss to give you an opportunity for a putback.
Do you set something up for a Hinton 3 at the buzzer, win or lose with his hot hand?
I wouldn't be surprised if they set something up right out of the inbounds for a quick shot.
Okay. So, Coach Gay, year 7. This would be a huge win for the Commodores should they make a big shot here. They'll have possession again, no timeouts. Losers of 11 straight. They won their opener, and they've not won since. And they'll inbound now as Dawson Garth will inbound.
They run the Iverson cut to Garth. Oh, he got the guy he wanted. He beat him to the basket. Oh, and it goes in and out. Oh, so close.
And a
so
foul.
Close. Oh, man. You just hate it for Tates Creek right there. The game's not over, but when you're coming off a losing streak, plays like that, oh, it just rolls in and out.
Garson left Busen nailed to the floor.
He
and
did.
Could not put it in.
It was the matchup Coach Gay wanted. Great play out of the timeout. Great execution. You just didn't get the finish.
And a big make for Terry Kaysen.
Big make.
Coach Harris, Coach Gay grinning. Not sure if you can see that at half court. Some wry comments between the two as Kaysen knocks in another big free throw.
Those were big right there.
Just an absolute heartbreaker for Tates Creek. Heavy duress. There's a three off the mark from Stephen Franklin at 6 seconds. And the Broncos going to escape is Boone with the exclamation mark. And that's the final score, 67-61.
Again, I'll take an ugly win versus a pretty loss. But Boone and Chenault are two of the most exciting players in transition in all of high school basketball here in Central Kentucky.
You go back to that miss, my goodness, for Garth, as that ball just did everything but go in the latter stages on the preceding possession.
Yes, you see here they ran an Iverson cut where they had two double high screens for Garth to get open. Douglas switched on the last one. He got Busen guarding him. He drove him hard left, tried to finish with the right to avoid the shot block, and it rolls in and out. A heartbreaker for Tates Creek. 67-61 is not an indication of how close this game actually was. I commend Tates Creek for coming in and putting up a fight against a top 10 ranked Frederick Douglass basketball team.
Post-game report when we come right back after this.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by CSL Plasma. Be rewarded for your generosity. Do the amazing. Help save lives.
Final score tonight, Frederick Douglass escapes 67-61 over a game Tates Creek team, Murray.
Yes, it was a great basketball game. Again, it was a 6-point game, but it was actually a one-possession game. But what a finish by Armello Boone at the end of the game with the windmill dunk.
Tates Creek led by Dawson Garth, 25 points tonight, a season and career high. Braylon Hinton with 16, Stephen Franklin with 13 points. And you look at Hinton, he missed much of that first quarter with a leg injury, gutted it out, made some real big shots.
Yes, he did, which was big for Tates Creek. You know, they really struggled to score the basketball at times. Hinton came back into the game, gave him 16 points, you said, to finish the game with, and Garth with a gutsy performance with a career-high 25 points.
For the Broncos, unofficially 2 double-figure scores. Logan Busen, 16. Armello Boone with 11. But we talked about this a few times. Really, the big difference in this game, Broncos on the offensive glass.
Yes, I said it throughout the broadcast. When the shot goes up is when the possession begins for Frederick Douglass. You have to find those guys and put a body on them. Kaysen had some really big plays down the stretch for Douglass, offensive rebounding and winning the 50-50 balls, and Douglass does an outstanding job of just crashing the offensive glass.
Both these teams, a lot of basketball still to play. Tates Creek will get back in action on Thursday. They'll travel to Lafayette. The Broncos, a week off. They'll host Bryan Station next Tuesday, and you get the sense this comes at a good time for this Bronco team.
Yes, I believe they could take a day or two off and try to get their legs. And with the young people, you want to make sure they stay excited about playing the game. And sometimes when you play so many games in such a short time span, young people lose their enthusiasm to play the game. So you want to get them revigorated. I'm sure Coach Harris will do some type of team building activities or just give them some rest right now to let them recover and then to get that excitement back of playing the game of basketball.
Tonight's most outstanding players presented by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville, locally owned with an outstanding selection of windows, doors, and siding. For more info, visit them at EliteKentucky.com. Stephen Franklin played very well, also Braylon Hinton, but you can't go wrong with Dawson Garth.
No, Dawson Garth really stepped up again against 2 of the premier defenders in the state, and Armello Boone and Avion Chenault and the rest of the Douglass bunch. He had a career night with 25 points, so you got to respect his effort and what he was able to do for his basketball team.
And Logan Busen, 16 points. He was the steady hand early. He had 12 points in the first half. He's just in the thick of everything.
I like to call him a Swiss Army knife. Does a little bit of everything. Now, again, I'm showing my age with a Swiss Army knife, but there's some viewers out there that knows what I'm talking about. You got the screw, you got the knife, you got the can opener, all those different utensils, and Logan Busen does a little bit of everything for Frederick Douglass.
Lots of high school basketball underway this week. I'll be with Jeff Cooper tonight. Scott County will take on Mail tomorrow, and then back in this building on Friday is the Bronco girls. They'll try to atone from an earlier season loss to the Henry Clay girls, and then a couple of basketball games here next week, latter next week at Frederick Douglass Central girls and Scott County boys next Friday. So that'll do it for us. Our producer tonight, Steve Bird, with Joe O'Melian on camera, Murray Garvin, our analyst. I'm Chris LeBar. Good night from the farm. Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. The Broncos a winner tonight, 67-61 on Glycod. Good night.
From Glycod, this has been IBEW Local 369, Central Kentucky High School Basketball. IBEW 369, power up your potential. Tonight's game was brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Meyer. Higher standards, lower prices. Traditional Bank. Because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor and Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen.
Visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.
Do with our banner that was the third one.
There's two here and a third one there.
Do you see them? Do you mind taking those?
Yeah, where's the scissors? Are they...